Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, April 26th. Welcome. I hope y'all have had a good week. It's been good here. Kind of, like I've said before, it's all the same old stuff. And last Sunday, Dax was out piddling, and he came in and he said, I think the tank in the well house is leaking. Yay. Said, would you quit looking at stuff because you always find something broken? So, because we're out in the country, we're on a well, and the tank was indeed leaking. It is a pressure tank. It holds water and has some form of pressure to help push the water into your house so you have water pressure. So we had to get a new tank, had a plumber install that, come out on Monday. Thankfully, he could come out. Of course, when he went to get the replacement tank, they didn't have the size. And since it's supplying the pressure, the water pressure to the house, you go up, not down. So we went up to a bigger size, which the next size they had really cost about twice as much money. So, but he was able to get it all done on Monday. We didn't have to be, days without water or anything like that. So it's done. It's over with. Thank God. And actually, thank goodness it was just a little, like a tiny pinhole, but the water was shooting out of it, so that we could still have water even after we found it. But it is always something fun at the house of Early. That's all I know. I came into the garage one day this week, and we leave the garage cracked for the outside cats. We put their food and water in the garage. And there's a raccoon around here that has figured out when he comes around that there's food and water in the garage. And so he will come in every now and then and eat. I didn't realize that I had this little bouquet with Easter eggs. I thought I took the candy out of all the eggs, and I had not. And he found it. He dug it out of a tub, a plastic tub, and he opened every one of those eggs that had candy in it. He took the wrappers off of all the candy, and based on the water dish, I think he washed some of it too. Anyway, he made a huge mess. Huge mess. And if that's not bad enough, Usti she's mousing. Good for her. Like I said last time, I think, we've obviously got a mouse problem, and she's trying to handle it. But just today, walking around, like, where the cars are parked, I found a mouse butt and a mouse head. The middle's gone. By another car is a head and a tail. I found just a tail. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. And those are just the things where she leaves where we can find them. I don't know what she's leaving everywhere else, but it's gross. And I'm tired of seeing it. But anyway, I guess we can get to stitching. That would work, right? So, I had worked on this last week and totally forgot to show y'all, which is probably for the best. That way you don't have to see it constantly. But I worked on Wyatt's stocking, which is this dimension kit from 100 years ago when he was born. And one day I'm going to get it finished. Y'all aren't even going to believe this. Look, here's a hair clip stuck to my needle minder. Do you believe that? You probably don't remember where it was. So I've come in since the last time you saw it, I think. I finished up his face. His over here was not done on this side. And from his, about right here, from his mouth over, because his mouth wasn't in even. All of this is new. I was working on this morning, and I probably only put 10 stitches in before I was so frustrated that I was like, nope, that's it. I'm not working on it anymore. And I put it away. In those 10 stitches, I managed to do one of them, because this is 18 count. And like in here, the white, all of this white is 3 strands of floss. In the other colors, the gray and stuff, is 2. And I did the white first, which makes some of these stitches hard to see because it pushes them together. Anyway, I'm really impressed with my progress, y'all. So there were places where the stitches were kind of pushed together, and so I would go accidentally over 2 and have to take that out. And then my thread got knotted, and then it slipped off the needle, and like I said, it was like 10 stitches. I was done. But anyway, I feel like I've made a ton of progress based on how I usually go. So, that does not, by any stretch of the imagination, mean that I am on board that it's going to be finished this year. Because, yeah, wouldn't it be nice, but I'm not holding my breath. I worked on this one from It's a Paula Vaughn Friendship Quilts. I love Paula Vaughn. I really do. This one, the Santa Claus's stocking for Wyatt, is on my list of 20 and 20. This one is, yeah. I'm making loads of progress here. Since last time I filled in these slats and came up here and did that, really that was pretty much all it was. I've had a lot of trouble this week getting my butt out of bed. I am just beyond exhausted. So, but like today, I wanted to sleep in. The cats woke me up at 6:30-ish. Yeah. And Thursday is when Dax and I go to the cabin that I've rented. And if there is people near us who wake up early and make a lot of noise, I'm going to harm someone. Seriously. I want to go, and I want to get some sleep, and I just want it to be peaceful and quiet. Shouldn't be too much to ask. The next one I worked on is my snowman. It is from this Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. Is that right? No, just Cross Stitch. I'm just making stuff up. December 2015, just Cross Stitch magazine. And I am working on this little snowman right here, who is also on my list of things to finish in 2020. And I'm not even through that base. I got a long way to go. I have more hope that he could get finished than I do for the others. I feel like almost everything I'm showing you, well, I guess actually probably almost everything I'm showing you really is on the list of things for 2020. I put in another order at Michael's. I think I had already done that last week, and got some thread that I needed. So I did work some more on my Brooks books. And since I still don't have what I need to finish Miss Kitty, I worked a little bit more on the camel. Filled in the present, did a little bit of this color on his legs. Like I said, if I don't get out of bed, I don't leave myself any time in the morning. So, and it's usually, especially this week, it's been 10 or 11 every night when I get home. So there's no night stitching going on. Last night, the kids, they used to do Friday night a party. Well, they still do. Now they've added tacked on Saturday. Wyatt bought watermelon vodka, I think. Boy got drunk. The boy got way drunk. Like, I think he probably did 2 more shots after we got home and told him to quit drinking. He told me this morning, actually this afternoon, he was not awake this morning. He told me this afternoon that he lost count of how many times he got up last night to throw up, and that he finally gave up and just slept on the floor in his bathroom. So I told him, some lessons in life come hard. They do. But live and learn. And I gotta say, if they're going to drink to excess, and especially puking drunk, I'd much rather them be sitting at home doing it than out someplace where they're going to try to get home. So I'll take them sitting at home doing it. I think he's learned kind of a pretty good lesson, and this probably won't happen again. But you never know. I worked on my Happy Everything. This one was a kit. I don't remember if I got it at Hobby Lobby or if I got it online or anything. I did not put in any new X's. Everything I did was the back stitching. So, but that makes me happy. The son will have eyes. He'll have eyes. He's very happy without eyes. He's fine. But they're French knots, and I'll wait until the end because I don't want them to get stuck in the hoop and flattened out or whatever. But I like it. It made me happy. It makes me happy, everything. So anyway, at least they look like stuff now instead of just blobs. So it's good. And then my new start for this week from Benton Creek is February. And it says February glows. And since I'm not putting them with, because it's got like March blows, I think, you know, wind and in like a lion, out like a lamb. But if they were all together, it might make sense, and if I had them all. But I don't know that I think February glows will make sense just by itself. So I'm not putting in glows. I'm just putting in February, and then this I moved up. Hopefully I moved it up enough, but I guess we'll see. If I didn't, then we'll move February down. So I made it this far, and there you can see a little bit the white. I've got the white. Now all I have to do here is fill in work, so that's good. Maybe I should take this one with me. Stitch Mania is going to start. That's all the stitching I did, I think. Yes. Stitch Mania is going to start while we're gone, obviously. So I'm trying to decide, because usually in the mornings I work on 2 or 3 things. I'll spend some time on whatever is on my calendar for that day, and then whatever my new start is for that week. And sometimes I have another piece that's like a focus piece for the week, but not really, because I'm not good at focusing on anything. So usually, like if I'm out here for an hour and a half in the morning, I'll stitch on 3 different things. So I don't want to do that for Stitch Mania. So I don't know if I'm going to take something to work on that's not the Mania pieces, because I really think I would do better if I just take my piece for that day for Stitch Mania, and that's all I work on for that day. I'm actually planning for that to be how I do it while we're at home too, so that if I get up and I have an hour and a half or 2 hours in the morning, if I get up on time, I usually have like 2 hours. If I keep pushing the snooze, then my time narrows. So if I get up and have an hour and a half or 2 hours, that I'll spend that entire time on the one project. Now, it doesn't take me long to feel like, oh my God, I need to work on something else. So I'm hoping I can stay focused for an hour and a half or 2 on one project. I'm hoping that knowing, okay, but then there's another one tomorrow or whatever. I don't know. I hope it works for me, because there are some that aren't giant that I think I could really make a dent in if I would spend that time. There are some that are absolutely giant and I can spend that time and won't notice, like the Solitude Mystic Stitch full coverage piece. An hour and a half, not going to matter. It's going to matter. You're not going to be able to notice. So anyway, that was all of the stitching that I've done. This morning, Abigail's still home. Yesterday, she was going to leave to go back to Houston, because she was supposed to work today, but she got somebody to cover it for her. And it was just a turn. It was go out there, unload the plane, load back up, and come back. And she really didn't want to drive 3 hours to Houston to do that. 3.5, I guess. And so somebody actually said yes, they would take it. And so she didn't have to leave, so she's still home. But they also told him yesterday, or maybe Friday, you have to wear a mask. It's their policy now, you have to wear a mask. In Harris County, which is where the airport is, their policy is you have to wear a mask now. So she needed a mask. I was working, it was like 11 o'clock or 11:30 when Dax and I got home last night. And I've said before, we have a client that has a fabric shop here in town, and I knew she had been making masks because I'd seen her post on Facebook. So I texted her and asked her if she had any for sale, because I didn't know if she was making them for a specific purpose and sending them off or what. But she had two styles. Well, 2 prints. They're the same style. So I sent, and they have to be solid colors, is what the airlines told Abigail. Which, of course, Melissa had prints, but the inside of the mask was solid. And she said they're reversible. They're put together so that you can reverse it. So I told Abigail, go over there and get one. Even if you need something different, this can get you started. Beggars can't be choosers. You know, you didn't have a lot of notice, and masks are hard to come by. So she went and got one. It's a little bit big on her face, but it would have worked. But she decided, since it's big on her face, so she wanted something different, and since she didn't have to take that flight, this morning I made her a mask. I found a video on YouTube. It was so quick. It took me longer to get the elastic done than it did to make the whole mask. It was super simple, and it's it's round. What you start with like, here's what I started with. A lid. That's what I used. Lid for a skillet, because I made the mask. It had measurements for what it needed to be across the circle for children, teens, or adults. I used the teen because Abigail's pretty petite. So Abigail's like 5'2", 5'3", and she weighs like 85 pounds. So a small mask was better. But it was so quick. It really was. But since I was out here and I had my sewing machine set up, and because my desk is still clear, I did some other stuff. I know. I did up this one. This is going to be a pillow, but I'm going to stuff it through this hole in the back. But I don't know what I'm going to put on there to cover it, so I haven't stuffed it yet. But how cute is that? Makes me happy. I like it. And then my little howdy guy, I put on this garland I had bought at Target forever ago. They moved, so I can center everything again. I haven't taken it to hang up. But I just took him, and he's actually a little pouch. And there's a little, I left a flap at the top to fold back over this. And right now it's just pinned in place. I was going to do snaps, so it could just snap over, because there are little holes like this. And it could just snap through that little hole. And I have the snap tool, and I have a whole bunch of snaps because I bought it not too long ago. But, okay, you know what's coming. Say it with me. Say it with me. I couldn't find it. One of these days, I'm going to be organized, and I'm not even going to know how to act. I mean, I can't imagine how much stuff I could get done if I could reach for something, and it was there. It was where I thought I left it, right? Anyway, so I'm going to hang this up on the fireplace, and we'll call it the great room, or the kitchen and dining room and little den area. Anyway, and since it's a little pocket, I thought it'd be cute, like with maybe some cotton stuck in there. I've got some cotton. I think I've got some back there. But I thought that would look cute. So, and because it's a little pouch and I didn't attach it to these or anything, I can take it off and just leave this hanging if I want to. So, and shall we discuss how much Taryn likes ticking? Because we kind of know that already. I bought these because I thought they would be good to embroider on, which, I mean, they still will. They're lined on the back and everything, but this works for now. So, I got those two things, which are mostly FFO'd. I mean, this one won't take that much longer. So there is that. What else have I done? Oh, I know. I found dandelions. I found some more. I still won't let Dax cut the grass in the front. I let him cut the grass in the backyard. He's like, oh, yay, I get to. I said, no, I didn't tell you had to. You're the one who wants to go do something, so. Yeah, you can cut in the back, but not in the front. So I've probably cut down the 5 years that I was thinking it would take to get the dandelions I need for the jelly to 3 years. But I can tell you what I don't need. I don't need Shelly sending me pictures of dandelions. Shelly. I mean, how mean is that? Seriously. She said that she thinks her husband was afraid that she was actually going to go pick the dandelions. She should have. What else? Big happenings. The little baby birds on the nest on our porch left. They flew away. I think there were only 2 of them this time. We've had the mama bird lay 3 rounds of eggs before. Last year, I don't know who the mom was, but she was a bad mom. She was a terrible mom. She was like Joan Crawford mom. She booted the eggs all out of the nest. The eggs. We came out, they were all cracked on the ground, and the nest is at the top of one of the posts in the garage. The cats can't get to it or anything like that. In the garage, on the porch, on the sidewalk. It's actually on the sidewalk, but I don't know. It's probably a 10 or 12 foot tall post, and it's cedar, so it's very hard. They can't get their nails into it to climb it. So I know the cats didn't get up there and do anything, but still. So whoever's come this year is much nicer. These babies got to fly away. What else? What else? I know there's more. Oh, I know. Life-changing. I did something today that was life-changing, and y'all should all know about it. Seriously, it was important. Do you see this? That little screw? These scissors have been driving me crazy for more than a year, probably a couple of years. I tightened that screw. Now they work beautifully. I went crazy for over a year because my scissors were cutting like crap, and all I had to do, it didn't even have to turn a full turn. But life-changing. I'm telling you, people, try it if you have scissors that are making you crazy. I also tightened the screws in the doorknob for out here because it keeps coming loose. I should put some Loctite in it where it seizes everything up, but then I'd want to change the doorknob and not be able to get it undone. I used to work for a trucking company. One of the drivers put Loctite in the keyholes. I don't know why. I don't know if the owner or of the company made him mad, but then you couldn't get a key into any of the locks. They had to like come drill out the locks and to even get the doorknobs off. It was ridiculous. I don't know why he did it, but when you think about doing something like that, karma, it happens. He actually was a member of a church that did snake handling, and he got bitten and died. So maybe he shouldn't have been mean to other people. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to put Loctite in, although I thought about it. I really think that's about it. Yeah, I don't think I did anything else. I don't think I've bought anything. I have something that I'm going to buy. I just haven't pulled the trigger and done it yet. I was watching Cupcake Stitcher, and she has a Thanksgiving piece that's a Glendon place, and I think it's just called Thanksgiving. It says Thanksgiving, and it has 2 turkeys. I was making sure, I'm trying to think if it says Thanksgiving, but I think it does. And it has a turkey at each corner, and they crack me up. They're hysterical, so I've got to have it. So it's on my list of maybe I'll wait until May. I mean, I have room in my budget. I'm $28.30. Is that right? $28.38 in the positive. So I have room. I won't buy the floss pack or the fabric that goes with it. I was looking at that, the specialty flosses and the linen. That makes it an $80 kit. No, I'll stitch it on whatever, and DMC is fine with me. I have, if I had to guess, I'd guess probably getting close to 90 whips right now at $80 a piece. It would never, ever happen. So, but it is freaking hilarious. I need it in my life. So I'll probably in May pull the trigger on that. Um, like I said, we're going to this cabin. I've got to figure out and go to the store to get whatever kind of food we're going to take, because there are no stores around, there are no restaurants around. This is just going to kind of be, there are other cabins in the area, but he told me that only a couple of them even had people that were supposed to be staying there, but that they'd had been having a lot of cancellation, so he really didn't know if there'd even be anybody else there. But there's a fire pit and there's a barbecue grill, and the cabin has a full kitchen, so we'll be fine. I just have to remember everything. I've started making a list, because coffee's on it. Outside of that, we'll figure it out. But coffee is on the list. It's been pretty warm here. The other day it was 98. I don't know how that's going to work. Dax was telling me the other day, because I'm 53 years old and I've been going through perimenopause for, I don't know, it feels like 50 years. But to be quite honest, probably at least 10. I mean, I'm just kind of to the place, okay, that may be an exaggeration. At the very least, 5. I know at least 5. And it is driving me nuts. And the hot flashes and everything. And it's just like right now, it's not a hot flash. I don't feel hot. But he told me the other night, because when we go to bed, he scoots away from me. Because he's like, the other night, he's like, you're like 125 degrees, right? I'm like, no. But anyway, he'll probably want to sit on the other side of the campground from me. I don't know. But it should be wonderful. There's a river there. I guess I can go sit in the river. Maybe that'll be okay. Anyway, like I said, I got to get my stuff together. I am so excited to just go get away. I think I heard Dax just get out of the shower. I cleaned off the rocking chairs on the front porch. I don't know why the bird loves to sit, not so that they can poop off the back and not hit the chair at all. They like for it to get the chairs dirty. So I've cleaned them today, and about 5 pounds of pollen off of them. So I think we're going to go just sit on the porch and rock for a little bit before I have to cook dinner. So that'll be awesome. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you for the likes, the comments. You guys are the best. Welcome new subscribers. And y'all have a great week. We will see you here next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.